And let's get you some breaking update from the valley. The Islamic State flags have once again been waved in Srinagar, which has almost become a ritual after Friday prayers now. These are repeated provocations, as you can see. And ISJK is coming is what that flag says, as you can see on your television screens, with, of course, young boys and men masked there so as not to be identified, but holding those flags, the black flags with those white writings, or the white flags with the Arabic writing in black, and one of them also reads as the ISJK is coming. Shujaul Haq is on the phone line with us. So Shuja, this has become a ritual of sorts, but is it still contained only in the downtown and the old areas of Srinagar?
Well, Smita, this is actually every Friday prayer in this Srinagar city, which is around the Jama Masjid. There are these flags by a couple of individuals. While we keep on reporting them, the state government and the police say is perhaps not taking it seriously, because most of them have this is an act of a few misguided youth, and doesn't need to be given so much of a. And they also tell us that there is no organized.
Okay. Looks like we've lost that connection with Shujaul Haq. But remember, for most of the security forces, their arguments every time these images have been seen from across the valley is that these are misguided youth. And remembering, of course, the fact that Kashmir is a very, very complex state, and which has its very complex dynamics and equations. Action against each and every of these youth every time they wave an IS flag is not a very good option. And also the Islamic State really, perhaps these youths, what they need is some amount of publicity, mileage, which they think that every time after Friday prayers, if they manage to get up on the roof of or on the terrace of some building and just be able to wave some flags, they'll get some attention, which they do happen to get. This is done. What was more worrisome was those pictures on the other side of the screen that you see were from Pulwama, with Kakapura area of Pulwama a short while ago, where encounters were reported and 2 people had been injured in clashes, when one of the militants who was killed yesterday in that encounter in Pulwama, his body was being laid to rest, because this militant is a known local in the area, and so youths, people and all the other locals turned up in huge numbers and emotions running high there. With slogans shouting, police had to resort to tear gas shelling and also firing in the air, which left 2 people injured. But these visuals from Jammu and Kashmir that speak volumes about the kind of charged up atmosphere on the ground, the kind of changed political situation that we have seen in the valley. In 2010, remember when that Kashmir uprising of sorts happened, the summer conflict that happened, where more than 100 young people lost their lives. Even that conflict had scarred many families in Jammu and Kashmir at that point in time. Umar Abdullah of the National Conference was heading that government in Jammu and Kashmir. But since the start of this year, the PDP and the BJP coalition, which have been ruling the state but have not found any solution as far as to address these increasing issues of slogan shouting and waving of IS flags in Jammu and Kashmir is concerned. So those visuals are there, and remember, July, August is normally the time of the year when you also get to see much higher levels of infiltration. There's much higher level of firing that happens across the LOC or on the international boundary, which is considered as, of course, one of the covers for militants to infiltrate. But we are showing you 2 visuals. One is of the fresh visuals coming in from downtown Srinagar area after the Friday prayers. Especially, this has become a ritual of sorts. Week after week, we have been seeing these visuals. But security forces, as far as their analysis is concerned, they seem to suggest that these are not high numbers of people that we are seeing here in terms of waving of the IS flags, because you can see those young men masked and holding up those black and white flags with inscriptions on them, and one of them also has an inscription that says the ISJK is coming. Shujaul Haq is back on the phone line with us. Shuja, perhaps what these young men are also constantly looking for is publicity and attention, which they do seem to generate every time they go up on the terraces and wave out these flags.
That's right. That's exactly what the telling us. We so any official comment on these incidents. These acts have been rubbished as the acts of some misguided youth, and they seem to have no basis in terms of an organizational setup. So that is what the version of the police and the security agencies is on it. But at the same time, as we've been reporting time and again, this seems to become a weekly affair now. Every Friday after the prayers, there are these few young men who wave these flags and then just disappear.
Yes.
So while that is something that is a cause of concern, but as of now, there doesn't seem to be any seriousness among the security establishment. Where most of them consider these acts as non-serious juvenile acts by some misguided youth.
Okay, so the alarm bells not yet ringing for the security forces as far as the presence of IS flags are concerned in the valley. But clearly what is more worrisome is more and more locals taking to militancy once again. That definitely is a cause of greater worry.